Welcome back, everybody, to another showcase of all of the weird things Google thinks are right up my alley and says I should definitely buy. So in the last video like this, we talked about a bunch of weird candles that you could buy, and of course, if you buy those candles, you're going to want a thing to light them with. So check this out. It is a tabletop lighter designed to look like shrimp in aspic or jelly. Is it topped with what's supposed to be salmon roe? And check it out. The BuzzFeed screenshot that I have here says it even comes with a little hidden tray underneath. I think you can see the little grooves of the ashtray through the clear part of this mold. I'm going to admit I am completely new to the market of tabletop lighters. I had no idea these things were an actual thing, much less that there is an entire company called Eddie Parker whose entire brand identity seems to focus around making weird lighters. Like, they have normal looking lighters too and other things that aren't lighters on their brand, but it seems like the brand's focus is definitely these crazy lighters. Like, there's this shrimp one that I just showed you, but they have a bunch of different ones. Here's one, they're like lobster claws in the jelly. Here's one where it's peas and carrots inside of it. And here's one that looks like a banana split. How ironic. And if you're less of a smoker and more of a vapor, they even have you covered with this quote-unquote retractable vape sleeve that's designed to look like a leg. So it says here, the retractable lighter leash extends over a foot of distance. So from what I'm gathering, it's like those ID badges that are on the little wheel. So you raise your ID to the scanner and it's still on the string, so you just let go of the ID and then it just winds back up to where it was previously. But instead of holding an ID that gets your access into top secret places, it holds your vape pen. I have this other image that I took from their website where it not only does it show the thing with an actual vape pen in it, but it's clipped to another product that they make. It is a bag that's designed to look like a pair of hot pants. Wait, you can buy vapes straight from their own website. Look, they have these mini battery wands, which is what's in that second pic, and they even have this O-Pen 2.0 vape. And I just found this one. It's a pipe that looks like a cherry. You know, now that I think about it, I'm not sure why I'm surprised that the company that makes lighters with ashtrays in them for smoking also makes things that you can smoke. I guess I just didn't think about this company enough to actually get that far in my brain. Alright, next item. So a bunch of y'all have probably seen this Angry Mama microwave cleaner. You stick water and vinegar in it, stick it in the microwave, and it releases this steam that's supposed to let gunk come off the microwave easier. And that's all well and good, but sometimes when you're just trying to clean a microwave, you don't want to think about your parents being mad at you. So I have something for you. It's the same exact product, except it looks like Godzilla. I mean, how could you not want this thing? Look at him. It's hilarious. Now, I will say, on Good Mythical Morning, they tested the Angry Mama, and they said it didn't really work that well. So I want to know if any of you have this product IRL and have actually had good luck with it. But please let me know in the comments. Either one of these, I don't know, maybe one somehow works better than the other. As we come to think of it, these things are just plastic jugs that are supposed to hold water and vinegar, and then the steam's supposed to come out. You could probably just 3D print these in whatever shape you want. I hope somebody out there makes one of these that looks like me, so it looks like I'm blowing a big fat cloud of smoke in your microwave and trying to hotbox it. Please let me see that video if you ever make one and film it in action. Now, on the topic of smoke, you thought we were done with candles in the last video in this series, huh? Nope, I have one more from you that didn't make the cut in the previous one. I present to you Hotlink candles. I once again have to ask, who is making the molds for these candles? Because the hot dog one in the previous video and the Hotlink ones right now, they're like dead on accurate to their real life counterparts. The BuzzFeed description says they'll be an impressive centerpiece at your next dinner party. I try to keep children away from that party because I feel like a 7-year-old is going to grab one of these thinking it's a normal weenie and they're just going to break their teeth on wax. Or just burn themselves on the flame, or even both, depending on how the wheel of fate turns. You know, I don't know what these particular candles smell like. It's gonna go one of two ways. Either it's gonna have a really normal smell like coconut, or it's gonna smell like somebody's taken like the crushed pepper from Pizza Hut and pouring it straight into your nostrils. Which coincidentally, there was a pizza scented candle in the previous vid. Wait, hold on, I just searched these up into Google to see if I could find this particular brand that makes this stuff, and I found this one. It's $70 for 4 links on a rope. What wax are you using to make this stuff, bro? Alright, new item. So, have you ever been like me, where you buy sage for a recipe, and then you use like 2 leaves of sage, and then the rest of it's just sitting in your fridge and getting all sad and wilted? Well, I have something that you might like. Now, these things are not Among Us figurines that got stuck in a taffy stretcher. They are herb saver pods. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's basically putting your oregano in cryo sleep. So from what I can tell, you pop the herbs into this little sarcophagus, and then in the back of it, there's a little hole that you put water in, and then that's how the herbs stay fresh. They have water to drink. A very elegant solution. I really like it. You know what these remind me of? You know those jarariums that are supposed to be their own entirely self-contained ecosystem? Or even better, you know those stock images? It's some lady in a subway and then she has this giant tank on her back with a plant in it and then a tube going up to her mouth. I feel like these images might have been the inspiration for the herb savers. You know what? I wonder, can you keep tea leaves fresh with this stuff? And coincidentally, I have a bunch of stuff for your tea to keep your tea bags from falling in your mug. There's this one where it looks like your tea is wearing a gardening hat. There are these snails that clip to the side of your mug. And my personal favorite, you have these fishermen that clip to the side of your mug and then they hold your tea bag with their little fishing poles. I love this image right here. It looks less like they're fishing your tea bag out of the tea and more like they're conducting some sort of ritual to summon some sort of tea god. Now personally, I probably wouldn't spring for any of these. Whenever I'm worried about my tea bag falling in, I just wrap the bag, the string around the handle of the mug and that usually does a pretty good job. But I have to concur, these are a lot more aesthetic ways of accomplishing that. Now some little figures that I very much have to resist from buying are these little cats. Now they're marketed as for holding your AirPods. I have no idea why you would ever do such a thing. Just put the AirPods in the case that they came in because then they also charge. But there's just something about this dance pose. It has an aura to it, you know? It allures you. Also, you can make them hold other things. Like have them carry a tiny coffin across your desk. Hold on. When I was looking for pictures of these things, I found out they have translucent ones too. Now that is style right there. These cats are looking sharp. Alright, now before we move on to our next subject here, I'd just like to say if you're under the age of 16, I'd advise you to just click off of this video now. There are a bunch of other videos on this website that you could be watching. Definitely a lot better than this one. And we're about to start talking about stuff that people past puberty have to deal with. Got it? Good. Okay, now appliances. Now you might be thinking, Echo, that's not that bad. And yeah, it's not that bad yet. So there's this company out there. They have a cool aesthetic to their appliances. It's like a mix of retro with modern. And their stuff actually seems to be a good quality. I don't really hear a bad word about them, except they have a very bizarre name for their brand. That they're called Smeg. Now here in the English speaking world, Smeg is slang for smegma. And if you don't know what smegma is, you're probably too young to be watching this. But it is defined as a sebaceous secretion in the folds of the skin, especially under a man's foreskin or around a woman's clitoris and labia. So yeah, this company that creates a lot of appliances relating to your kitchen shares its name with a substance that comes out of your genitals. So yeah, that's some nice food for thought. Also, a little bit of an open letter to Wikipedia. Editors, I would very much appreciate it if, in your article on smegma, you did not refer to it as being a cheesy substance. Okay, I don't care how much it looks like crusty mozzarella to you. I don't need to know it looks like crusty mozzarella to you. So if things weren't wacky enough, Smeg actually collaborated with, of all things, Fiat, you know, the car company? And they made a beverage cooler that looks like an old Fiat. Because why not, I guess. And it's available in 3 colors too. Born from an exciting collaboration between Fiat and Smeg, a relationship dating back to the 1950s, which coincidentally, I'm sure that's how old some of y'all Smeg is an exclusive project which brings together 2 brands synonymous with the world of vintage style, design, and technological know-how. The eye-catching outcome from this merger of form and function is an extraordinary line of beverage coolers that are handmade with genuine Fiat 500 parts. So yeah, it's a fridge that looks like a car, enough said. Alrighty, I think that's where we're gonna end this one today. Alright gang, to have a good week, remember to shower well.